Good morning, everyone. This is Joe with Ohio Wood Burner. Guys, we are hitting the ground running today. It's the weekend, but I gotta work. Today, here's what I'm gonna do. I got some logs that I gotta run through the machine. I'll show you some over here. And I thought today I'm gonna show you how I prep some of these logs. The question of the day is, should you throw away your chainsaw? And the answer is no. Just because you got a firewood processor, there are still a lot of machines and tools that you got to have on your ready in order to run it effectively. So I would imagine that there are firewood processors out there that are just enormous, where you can just pick up the entire log, set it on a live deck, and just let it go. When you work with the smaller ones like this Japa, you gotta trim the logs, you gotta get it to lay right, and you gotta fit through the infeed. And this is what I have here today. This log, I have it loaded and I was running it through, but it won't clear the spring hold down. So I have to trim this knot off. And while I have it up here, I'm gonna trim this one off too. That's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you how I work around this wood pile and get the logs ready to roll up to the machine. Here you go, guys. I just trimmed this off with the saw and now it's gonna fit in the machine. The same thing with this one. Just cut it off and now we're ready to go. I'm gonna put in the 6-way knife. I'm gonna be running some smaller logs and then I'm gonna go right back to the 8-way. Come off the belt. That seems to continue with this. I think maybe you guys can help me out. If I were to lower the outfeed off of the chute, would that help me out with the logs clearing? Because I think when I run that 8-way, a lot of those logs get into that chute and they plug up the outfeed. So let me know what you think about that. My new earmuffs. They're from the Joe Theismann Earmuff Company. Give me a thumbs up if you get the joke. Got that knot on it. I'm going to put the knot on top and see if it goes through. This might be trouble. Some logs just give you trouble. I throw them off to the side and we'll hit them later with the super splitter. Cut, guys. I'm going to show you how it's done. There's a tape measure behind where I can set the log at 16 inches. We're going to have our off cut and then we're going to run the log through. Here's our tape measure, and it's going to be hard for you to see. Here's 15 inch, that's 16. So we're set at 16 inches. I'm going to have my off cut. Here's our off cut. We're left with a 16-inch log, and I'm going to just run it right through the knife. Here's something I want to show you that's just, I think, something that I have to deal with. When you are dealing with a log that's tapered, the big end is going in first, you want to have to keep lowering your knife because your logs get smaller in diameter each cut. Sometimes you can't because the log gets trapped under the knife. It's almost like you're better to put the log in the opposite way. Put the small end in first, so that way when you're adjusting your knife as you go through your log, you have to adjust it up instead of adjust it down. Well, here is the dynamic with the Japa. I can put on a much larger log when the butt end is towards the machine because of the balance. So that saves me from having to cut this log in half. But now I'm having to deal with lowering my knife after each cut to keep the knife hitting the log in the center. So that's the trade-off. The frustrating part now running this log through is that I'm going to have to keep adjusting it down. Sometimes the knife won't go down because there's a split underneath it. It would be much easier to adjust going up when you're making your firewood. But in this case here, the log loads a lot easier on the machine with the big end in going first. There you go, guys. That is about 30 minutes of running the Japa, and this is an all ash run, and this is going to be going right out to the wood yard. I had said earlier that the yard's getting real soft and I can't get my big trailer in here. It's kind of firmed up, so I'm able to move this around. It saves me a lot of back and forth with the wheelbarrows. I think the video showed you, the bigger your log gets, the more you got to fuss with it. It's, they're harder to push and move around, but it's also, you got to get them positioned right. And sometimes, the splitter struggles getting it through a 6-way or the 8-way knife. Talk about a way to spend your weekend. Guys, this is great. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's a crisp morning. It's perfect firewood weather. And I'm making firewood with the Japa 365. I can't think of a better way to spend my day. The challenge is we got shorter days, so my production time is really cut down. But with the speed of the 365, it's pretty much all that I want to do in one day anyways. The last thing I'm going to do before the evening is over, I'm going to prep these logs. I'm going to have them all moved down, and I'm going to get them rolled up to the machine, and I'll be able to do it again tomorrow. But talk about being self-employed. I'm able to control my schedule. I knew I was going to have a couple days of nice weather, and I just planned all of my deliveries around having these 2 days off. I want to get these piles down as low as I can. I want to get this machine moved over onto the pavement before the weather really turns. If we get some deep snow, this thing might be sitting here for a while. That is the way I'm planning this out, and I hope that I'm able to bring you more videos showing this machine working, and me, working around the wood yard, just showing you how I go about my day. What else that you can expect from the channel is, guys, we have started a sponsorship, and I'm going to keep it a secret still because I'm going to be using these tools around the wood pile here, and I think you guys will be real excited. I think it's just showing more growth for the channel, and I couldn't be doing this, guys, without you and the support that you've been giving. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. We post videos every Sunday and Wednesday. Also, don't forget to like this video too, especially if you like this Japa 365 Pro. I know that I do. It has put me on a different level as a firewood producer. Finally, please check out our online store. We have our new style logoed shirt for sale, and I really am grateful for everyone who's been purchasing them. It really does mean a lot. That's all for now from our wood yard. I hope that everyone has a great day.